Hello again and welcome to Tips with Andrew. I am Andrew Sapiano. Thank you so much for joining me on this happy Tuesday. I hope you guys are having an awesome week so far. I hope you're rocking out whatever goals, plans, dreams, ambitions you have. And we're taking a toll on this week ahead of us. Yeah, because it's week and we strong. Quick update. Lime oil this month is the free product of the month. I believe you spend 125 PV and you get a free lime oil. Lime oil is great for, especially this time of year. It's naturally uplifting and it's actually great for cleansing and detoxifying. So, with the summer months coming on us, right, we want to get in that pristine shape, maybe drop a few pounds. Definitely lime oil is great for that. doTERRA has some new kits that they brought out. Definitely some cool new oils that are out and about. If you are interested in getting your hands on that, definitely drop me a comment and we'll get you. We'll definitely get you rocking and rolling with that. What I wanted to talk a little bit about today was being productive at home. I guess we are in another one of these be at home or else state of minds, right? So and that's what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to talk a little bit about here today was ways to be at home, right? Without going completely nuts. Home is supposed to be a safe place, right? A place to get away from daily life. A place to rest and relax, but too much of a good thing, as they say, is not very beneficial to anybody involved. And after a while, it can be hard on all aspects of your life. So that's where I wanted to come on, give some tips that sort of help me, stay productive, stay happy-ish, right? And sort of keep it together at home. And I wanted to share them with you. Hopefully you get some value out of them. So tip number one, way number one, thing number one, whatever you want to look at it as, is to take on one project at a time. This is huge because when you're at home and you haven't been at home for a long time, and then you're at home, right? A lot of stuff gets neglected, and we don't always have the time, energy, or effort to keep up on with all of the things that are supposed to be done at the house. So there is things that sort of go by the wayside and take a back seat to regular life. There's a few non-negotiables in life. I like talking about the non-negotiables because there is some non-negotiables in life that have to happen. And, sometimes cleaning up the kitchen or the living room or the dining room, right, isn't, that one can be negotiated a little bit versus some of the other stuff. So that's why, you want to take on one project at a time. If the whole house is a mess and it just looks like a disaster area, like a bomb dropped on it, you can't realistically expect to clean it all in, especially in a day, but maybe even a week, right? Depending on how you're looking at cleaning. I know Tina, she used to work for a cleaning company. So when we clean, it's the deep clean professionalism, right? So for us, it takes a little bit longer. But that's really what you need to take into consideration is that, we only have a little bit amount of time, and even at home, there still is some non-negotiables that have to happen, and you're probably going to get bored of cleaning and organizing before you before you get any more motivation to keep going with it, right? So that's why one project at a time, right? And I would even suggest something like the hall closet, right? Give you something, you can't really see it, but it gives you some sort of sense of accomplishment, right? The hall closet, for the most part, can't be that hard to clean and to organize and to go through, right? So that's where get something little that will have you keep the momentum to keep going. Another one could be just to tackle one room. This is what I like. Tackle one room at a time, right? Don't try and do a little bit here and a little bit there. Make sure you just tackle one room. And if that means making another room look like a disaster so that you can clean up the one room, that's what you need to do. That's perfect there so that that at least one room is very nice to look at. The way that we like to do it is I like to start in the bedroom, right? Make the bedroom look appealing so that at least when we go to sleep, it's nice and comforting, right? It doesn't look like a disaster. And you're not tripping over everything. That's the worst, right? When you're tripping over laundry on the floor or stuff and hair ties and combs and, what, what can I say, right? But another thing could be just to tackle like the kitchen, right? Or the living room. One room that really sticks out to you that you're in all the time. And then that way, at least that place is really nice to look at. And then you can sort of go, on with your day and your plans. But knowing that you at least have one room that looks really nice that you can go and sit in and, maybe just relax in that room for a little bit. That's the one thing that that's what I'm trying to say more than anything is you don't want to do a little bit of a lot of things because you're going to have too many projects on the go. You just want to tackle one thing at a time and then move on. Focus on momentum, right? Building momentum, accomplishing things, and then keeping the motivation that way. Number 2, reorganize. This one is cool because when you're at home, you can sort of, what happens is when you go to work, right, and you're out and about in your daily life, you can tend to not really notice things being different, right? If you kind of reorganize and you're out and about, you don't really notice it, right? But when you're there all the time, that's when you can get feedback right away and you can know right off sooner than later whether or not you like it, right? You can move the furniture around to a way that you never thought you might like, and then see how it looks. You can move something into a really dumb looking spot and then maybe you find out that that's actually not that bad and you can kind of live with it. Another thing, you could just move furniture around to wherever you want it. You can hang stuff up to wherever you want it. Maybe, don't go crazy with the hanging stuff up in case you don't like the placement or whatever, and then you got a whole bunch of holes in your wall that you got to fill in. But you get my drift, right? You can basically do whatever you want, and then you can almost get results right away, right? You can get the feedback almost instantly because you can see what other stuff looks like around there. Maybe you find that you don't actually need all the stuff that you have, or some stuff maybe looks or would look better in a different room. It would look more organized in a different room, in a different spot, right? Maybe you can put something on top of something else. You can, side by side something. Maybe you use something as like a long table, right? You end up getting that really long thing because you put two, dressers, for lack of a better term, side by side from each other. So it's, these are different possibilities that I'm talking about that you could do, sort of to not really think about the fact that you're at home, right? You could, you're a professional designer at this point, right? Because eventually, if you look to sell your house, you're going to look to make money off of it, right? And I don't know. I guess we call professionals, if you're a professional, if you make some money at something, right? I would assume. So just, take that into consideration. Reorganize, maybe try something that you don't know that you might like. Maybe you don't like it, then you can change it back. Number 3, try that funky workout routine that you may or may not have been looking at. Some of the new trendy things that maybe you can't, or you don't feel comfortable doing at a gym, right? In front of other people. That's one of the biggest reasons that people don't they don't go to the gym. People join gyms all the time. But one of the biggest reasons that people don't go is, simply because they're just embarrassed and, uncomfortable. They don't want people judging them. They don't want people looking at them. They don't want people, all up in their space and all that. And that's why being at home is kind of a blessing in disguise, to where you can try out those workout routines that maybe you might not feel that comfortable doing in front of people. So now you can do it at home, and you can, even if you want to lock yourself in the bathroom so that you're legit by yourself, and then you can just go that way. And then who knows, maybe you like it, maybe you don't like it, and then you revisit that and all, and then replan and all that stuff. But who knows, right? Maybe you end up liking it, or you tweak it and you adjust it to a way that maybe is more fitting for you. That's something really what we want to talk about with working out is being consistent, right? What can you do consistently on a daily basis? Because we're not going to work out for 10 hours one day and then all of a sudden drop a whole bunch of weight and be, those muscular people that you see all over the place. It's going to be a little bit consistently over a long period of time, right? About 30 to 60 minutes every single day over the course of weeks at a time, right? DJ Yannix, what's happening? Hope you and Tina are safe and well. Yes, very safe, very well over here. I hope you guys are awesome over there too. Heard you guys are going through some funky situations. Wishing you guys all the best. Stay well, stay safe, and looking forward to catching you on the flip side, as they say. I don't know if they say that over there, but they say people don't really say that over here. I say that sometimes, but it sounds cool. So right when we're talking about working out, that's people, and that's another thing too. People get really discouraged about working out because they think that it's this whole thing where you have to go to the gym, right? You have to know what you're doing, and it really doesn't have to be, but that's why being at home is kind of best case scenario, right? You can do sort of what you want at home, and then you don't have to worry about looking stupid. The only thing I will really harp on is proper form. It doesn't really matter what you're doing, but as long as you're doing it properly in form, you will severely decrease your chances of getting injured. So try it out, right? Maybe you like it, maybe you don't, and we can, and then you don't have to do it anymore. You just change, right? Or don't, right? It is what it is. It's you do you. Okay, so we are talking being productive or being at home without going completely crazy. Number 1, tackle one project at a time. Number 2, reorganize. Number 3, try that funky workout routine you've been looking at. Number 4, play games. This one is awesome. I've actually started my own, I call it my own TV show. People can be that as it may with that one, but I've started the quarantine games, right? So for me, I actually just play sports and then broadcast myself similar to like what I'm doing now. And that way I give some people, some sort of sense of normalcy, right? I know when we first shut down, I really missed sports and I really missed all of it, right? The whole aspect of it. So that's why I started doing it. I just play games, and then other people that are missing sports just like me, they can see me and then be sort of comforted by some sort of normalcy, right? Some sort of, this is something that I can look forward to, as opposed to just, the same thing over and over every day. Sports with Andrew. I have a Facebook page. If you're interested, definitely go check it out. We are on season 3 now because we are in the 3rd lockdown, right? So, but that's it, right? You can, play video games, right? If that's what you're into, board games. You can make up your own games. And we love doing that. We like to mix a few games together and then just sort of make up our own rules as we go along, right? Make up our own things, make up our own board. Even that too, you could, I don't know how much anymore, but if you have like Bristol board or something, you could even do with like chalk on the driveway. Make up your own board, right? Make a big board if you want, make a little board, doesn't matter. But yeah, play some games, right? Get a laugh in. For me, I'm very competitive, so I like to play, but I like to win. So for me, I need that competitive spirit in my life. I don't really do idleness too much. So that's why I would definitely, figure out some sort of games that you can play either by yourself or with some family members, and make it a good time. Rock it out. Number 5, reconnect with somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. Facebook is huge for this. This is basically why Facebook was created. But it's nothing more than picking up the phone and calling, your mom or your grandma, your dad, right? Maybe perhaps your brother or sister that you haven't seen in a while. somebody that you had a falling out with, right? One of your buddies that you were buds with when you were younger, that you haven't seen in a while, right? Maybe since high school you haven't talked, since grade school maybe, right? So these are all things, right? And reconnecting with people from the past, reminiscing about good times, talking about how their life has changed and how much of a success they've been, and then talking about how your life is awesome too, and going back and forth with the dialogue. It really, that's what we talk about, releasing those, the feel-good chemicals in the brain, right? The dopamine, the serotonin, make you feel good. That's the stuff that makes you feel good right there. And especially nowadays, right? We're grasping at any sort of straws to feel good about anything, right? Really anything that we can think of that will make us feel good. That's sort of what we're grasping at right now. We don't really care at this point, just something different than what's going on. That's it right there. That's why reconnecting with somebody that you haven't talked to in a while, that's changing, the course of your life, right? That's breaking the monotony, the regular monotony of life, right? The tediousness of talking to the same people and conversing with the same people, being the same person every day on a daily basis, right? So that's why, pick up the phone, call somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. Go on Facebook, find somebody that you haven't talked to in a while. Definitely start up a conversation. And, I promise you, actually, you know what? I'm not going to promise that you won't regret it, because this one you may regret, right? I don't know. It happens. People change. But, it may make you feel well. And that's really what we're looking for now. We're looking for anything to make us feel good. And, I really think that'll help for the most part, right? Number 6, take breaks, right? And this can seem kind of counterintuitive because we're at home and, we're on break all day, right? But this is actually, this is huge, especially for people working at home right now. From what I've heard, people are more busy at home than they would ever be at work, just because the boss is really riding them a lot harder than they would. I know my brother, for example, he said that, when he goes to work, it's so much easier for him to go to work just to show face than it is for him to be at home, because they're just harping on him all the time. And, it's constantly a battle between what they think that he can do and what he can actually do, right? So there's fights like that going on all over the place. But that's why, that's more than any reason, I think, right there, to just take breaks. We are not machines. We are not robots, right? We're not designed to go. I really encourage you to, however you can, take a break. Even if it's just, 10, 15 minutes every hour. Get up, stretch, right? Go take a look at the view outside, right? Today's a really nice looking day. It's got the sun's kind of poking in now, right over the lake. You can see it's nice. It's been really foggy over here and very depressing, right? Very depressing. But that's why, on a nice, bright, sunny day, you take a look outside and it just makes you feel that much better. I very much encourage you to take breaks. Like I said, at the very least, every hour, 10, 15 minutes. If you don't, it will lead to burnout, and it will lead to overwhelm and stress, and that just leads to a whole plethora of problems in itself. My last tip, more than anything, is essential oils. I love using essential oils, and I get super excited when I'm talking about them, especially when we're talking about being productive at home. I got a blend of oils here called Motivate. This is what I love about doTERRA, right? When you're thinking about what the blends do, you can tell just by the name, right? So this is a blend of oils that are great that all work together in unison to help with motivation, to help uplift the spirit, right? It's called the encouraging blend, right? So give you that little bit of oomph when you need it. I love using this one actually in the roller form. It does come in a bottle and oil form, but I love using the roller, right? Just so, actually I like this one going out and about and putting it on my mask, but at the same time I love putting it on my collar, my pulse points, right? Using it as like a perfume. Another blend of oils that I have is called Passion. And again, you can tell just by the name of this one, when you need a little bit more, passion, right? When you need a little bit more in your life, right? Just that extra get up and go with this one. I love this one. This one again comes in the roller form. I love putting them on my, the collar of my shirt especially, right? When I start sweating, kind of creates its own diffuser. And the last blend that I got here is Island Mint. And this one is great for, uplifting, invigorating, right? It's got the calmness of the island, right? And the uplifting, invigoratingness of the mint. I think it's spearmint in there. Oh man, I love this one. This is a new blend actually that doTERRA came out with. I love that one. That one is in the diffuser all the time. I like using that one actually also for sleeping. It's kind of great for, like I said, it's got the calmness of the islands, but also the minty for helping to open up your airways and allow for clear breathing. That's all I got for you for today. I really hope you enjoyed this. I know I had some fun making it. Feel free to share this with your friends, a family member, perhaps somebody from your team that you feel needs to hear this. If you'd like to learn more about essential oils or how to get your hands on some of this cool stuff that I'm talking about, or if you would like a free sample of oils, definitely drop me a comment, send me a message saying me, and we'll get you rocking and rolling. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and I look very forward to talking to you again. I love you guys. Bye for now.